Okay, now I want to ask you some questions that will help me better understand what's going on, and give me a better grasp on what I can do to help.
Okay.
Alright, now you said the kids first started using your yard as a shortcut in August. What do you remember about that?
Well, the first day I saw them was a Tuesday. I think it was the first day of school. There were probably 8 or 9 kids who walked through my yard. I remember thinking it was odd, but I pretty much forgot about it until the next time I saw them walk across my yard. That was probably a week later. That was when I saw them drop Pop-Tart wrappers in my yard.
Was that the first time you considered them using the yard as a shortcut a problem?
I mean, I wasn't happy there was trash in my yard, but I didn't think it was a big deal. I was still thinking it was just a random thing, not something that would become routine.
I see. When did it become routine?
Well, after the first time I saw them litter, I made sure I looked out my window a few minutes before the bus came every day to see if they were walking across my yard. Every day I saw them, and they dropped trash in my yard multiple times.
After you saw them using your yard as a shortcut every day, did you consider talking to their parents?
I considered it. I was annoyed, but I still wasn't as upset as I am now. It wasn't until October that I realized they were wearing a path on my yard. I didn't mention it to my neighbors because I'm more reserved and I really don't like conflict. I didn't know how best to broach the subject with my neighbors. That's why I'm here. I need some advice on how to handle this. I already tried to research how I could fix the path myself, and I'd have to buy and plant grass seed.
I can understand how frustrating that would be. How much would buying the grass seed cost?
I don't know exactly, but it wouldn't be really expensive. I can do it this one time, but I don't want to have to keep doing it over and over again.
Okay, that makes sense. Is there anything else you want me to know?
No, I think that covers it.
Okay, well, let me summarize what I've heard so far so I can be sure it's accurate. You noticed kids walking across your yard and thought nothing of it until you saw them littering your yard with trash and wearing a path in your yard. You didn't bring up your concern with your neighbors because you're unsure of how to handle the situation and want to avoid conflict with your neighbors. It sounds like you would be fine with having to replant the grass once but don't want to have to do it more than once. Is that correct?
That's right. I just want to make sure I can handle this without having to replant more than one time, and I don't want to come off as a jerk to my neighbors.
Alright, well, I would like to do some research on your situation and I would like to get back with you in a couple of days. I think if we can meet this time next week, that should give me plenty of time. Is that alright with you?
Yes, that's fine.
Great. In the meantime, I will have my assistant provide you with an engagement letter that you will need to sign to formalize our attorney-client relationship. Feel free to contact me anytime between now and our next meeting if something else comes up or if you have any questions. Before our next meeting, I would like for you to consider what you want to accomplish and think about alternative ways to handle this situation other than litigation. As far as fees, our meeting next week will be free of charge, and once we make a decision about your case, we can discuss fees in more detail. Is that all right with you?
Sounds good.
All right. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, it was nice meeting you, Steve.